Hey everybody, this is Darren Van Dam and you are watching Flick Connection, the show that helps you get more out of movies, and today I want to tell you all about the new Coen Brothers movie, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Now, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs is the latest Netflix original film, and it is directed by the Coen Brothers. This is a big get for Netflix. They're some of the most famous directors. They're certainly top 10, and certainly the most famous to have done a Netflix original so far. That is until The Irishman comes out next year, directed by Martin Scorsese, but this is a big one. I am a big fan of the Coen Brothers. I always have been. Some of my absolute favorite movies of all time are directed by the Coen Brothers, and they are hit and miss. There are some movies of theirs that are not particularly great. I find that The Ballad of Buster Scruggs isn't just somewhere in the middle. It definitely leans more towards one of their better movies. But it is important to note that this is an anthology film, so you get a variety of different stories. And actually, light spoiler here, but only one of them actually has to do with a character named Buster Scruggs, and that's the first one, which is one of my favorite segments of the movie. I also really like the one with Tom Waits, and what that really indicates is that they're all very, very different. I was actually surprised at how different they are. Now, the one thing they have in common is they do all have sort of that Coen Brothers charm, but they also have a beautiful cinematography. The quality of this movie is some of the best I've ever seen as a Netflix original. The cinematography is beautiful. The scenery is incredible. The color palette is amazing. Some of the best production design. Honestly, this really deserves Academy Award nominations, mainly for things like the writing and the production design, costume design, maybe cinematography, things like that, I think are really, really fantastic with this movie. And it's got that Coen Brothers charm. Now, a couple of the stories are fun and funny. Some of them are more tragic. So you get this really cool kind of like old school comedy tragedy yin and yang with this movie, which I thought was nice. I did tend to lean more towards the comedic ones in terms of the ones that I preferred. But another cool thing about an anthology film is almost everyone, should find something to love with this movie. I imagine different people, different personalities are going to gravitate towards different stories. True fans of the Coen Brothers, people that like more than just one Coen Brothers movie, that like maybe a variety of Coen Brothers movies, are going to like this movie. Even if you don't like every story in it, I think you're really going to enjoy the majority of them. And that goes for most anthology movies. I can't think of one that I just love every single story in it. And this is no exception for that. In fact, I got to say, I was a little disappointed when I found out it was an anthology film. I really wish they had just done a straightforward Western. However, you do get all these cool little ideas. There's these different ideas where you could see, like, they almost maybe had a whole idea for a whole movie, a couple of different Westerns, and they couldn't decide. And so they did all these short stories. It's almost as if they did that, which I'm fine with. I think it's a cool way to get this movie. I think it is a movie that would have done okay in a wide theatrical release. However, like I said, they've been hit and miss. This is certainly better than their last one, Hail Caesar. Not as good as their classics like No Country for Old Men or The Big Lebowski. It doesn't really touch those, but it kind of falls near movies like The Hudsucker Proxy. Parts of it remind me a little bit of Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I think it's maybe just a cut below Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I've only seen it the one time, but I would say fans of that movie, there's one-liners, there's cool little comebacks, things like that in the movie that are just so fun, and it's got this old style to it that's just so cool. So I liked all of that stuff about the movie. I hope you get a chance to check it out. It's well worth watching on Netflix this weekend. I also, if you're just you get a bug for like westerny kind of stuff. I also recently reviewed a little movie called Texas Cotton, which is a small film, very independent, but I really liked it a lot. It's available to rent. If you're interested in that at all, check out the review for that. There's a link in the description for that as well. But I will keep making reviews on Netflix movies as long as you keep watching them. But thanks for checking this one out, and you will see me on the next one.
Here you go, Larry. This is what happens, Larry. You see what happens, Larry? You see what happens when you fuck a stranger in the air? This is what happens. You see what happens, Larry? You see what happens, Larry? Do you see what happens, Larry, when you fuck a stranger in the ass?